the dark man has come to scare you, my girl. Can't say whether he comes from this world, so you tell yourself that he's just a smoke swirl that only works for a while. For he's made of things too deep and too wild, and you can't turn him back with the mind of a child. Well, sure, his intentions are ugly and vile, though you don't know just what they are.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. We are here. We are live. We are streaming.
Welcome back. As we stated at the end of last week's session, this week we are doing another episode of Steel, Storm, and Tempest, our Fey game, where everybody is playing themselves enhanced. You know, you always wanted to be a fairy in real life, or a Fey blood, or a, you know, something. I haven't made anybody a unicorn yet. Rob, that might be you next time.
Yeah, I dreamed of being a tree.
Apparently so.
Apparently.
Google. I've played a unicorn before.
A really beautiful tree, I have to say. So
I'll take it.
When we left people last time, they had managed to come at the behest of Baba Yaga, who carried them off in her chicken-legged hut to this dark, stormy-looking castle with strange scratch marks on the outsides of the walls. And they had gotten permission to enter, and they had gone in this castle in the mist, and through the courtyard to a beautiful, grand entrance hall with blood-red carpets and ebony wood on this beautiful sweeping banister, and gigantic portraits of very noble-looking people, and a sorceress who spoke to them before they could see her, and said that she needed their help so desperately. But when they looked for her, what they found instead was a talking ferret. And that is where everybody is except for Rob. Rob had gotten carried off by Grendel to do something else for Baba Yaga. So first, though, we will begin with those who are in the castle, speaking to the sorceress. All right, all of you. This is where we ended it, where if you found the sorceress as the ferret, and she said, "I need your help so very badly." And
Okay, Kodo.
Kodo.
Kodo? I don't know. What can we do?
well, the way that it happens is that I have this great, very important item that is my heart and my soul. It sounds very strange coming from a little squeaky ferret. It's very new. The singing voice is very high and squeaky. And they've stolen it. They've stolen it away and hid it somewhere in this castle, and I can't find it by myself. As you can see, I've been cursed. And I do not any longer look like the wonderful, beautiful lady I had once been. I need someone to find this item for me.
All well and good, but you're burying the lead. Who are they?
I don't know. And the ferret begins to cry, little ferret, tears down its face.
Who turned you into a ferret?
I don't know.
They.
And why? It was they.
Why is the bigger question.
I think why is the biggest question. Because I'm a great and powerful sorceress, and they were afraid of me.
So why would they be afraid of you?
Because I'm a great and powerful sorceress.
And have you been threatening before?
Well, maybe once or twice.
So why should we help you?
Because if you help find this relic of my poor departed husband, I will tell you what I know about the traitor.
Okay.
Now, if you recall...
What is this item? You keep saying the thing. We can't find it if we don't know what it is.
But I also, before we answer that, I want to know what you were going to say if we recall. Okay, if you recall, the reason that Baba Yaga had taken you guys straight out from your training grounds there in the Feylands is because she said there was a traitor within the Fey court that was betraying the prince and princess to the angels and the demons, and she didn't know who it was. but she knew people who did, and she needed you to find that out so that Prince and Princess could be warned. Now, of course, being Baba Yaga, there's always levels to everything. But that is what she told you. And apparently you were brought here because somewhere in here there is some information, maybe from this ferret, as to who potentially was the traitor.
Miss Ferret, what do we call you?
Isaltria.
Isandria?
Isaltria.
Saltria.
Yes, see, one of you can pay attention. And the item from my husband was his glass eye.
Okay, I'm gonna roll an insight check on her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's
Not loving
insight
it.
in this
That's
biatch?
Yeah, I think an insight needs to happen.
Mhm.
We'll see if I manage it. However, I rolled a 2, so never mind. I am distracted by the fact that this is a freaking ferret talking to
ferret
us.
is talking to you,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, fair.
And it's a really cute ferret. It's
Ed.
got the little.
I'm
thick
trying
body,
not
it's
to.
got the
I'm
tail.
trying not to pat her. I just no.
It's
Oh.
so like, you know you're illegal in the state of California, right?
Very true.
That's a 17 for insight for me.
And I got
Okay.
a dirty 20.
Okay.
18.
I got an 18 as
Okay.
well. 12 plus 6.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm
For
the
those
only
of
one
you who got
distracted.
over, yeah, for anybody who got over 16, Iseltria is her name,
Okay.
and the relic is a glass eye
Okay.
that did belong to her now deceased husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, of course,
But we're looking.
that's
We're not.
limited
We're not.
information.
Well, we're not inciting on whether what she's necessarily telling us is the truth. We're trying to make an insight on her motivations.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Okay.
We're,
Well,
we're
right now they're
distrust-
fairly opaque. First of all, she's a ferret. Her motivation is she does as much as you can get is she definitely wants that eye. Badly.
And what is
And it
the-
does seem like she does maybe that the idea about information that could be on the traitor, that maybe she does have that information. That there seems some honesty right there.
Okay.
And what is the importance of the glass eye? Why can't we just get him a new glass eye?
Because he's dead.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
so
a
sorry.
memory of him.
sentimental value.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What happened?
Wait, you kept his
Oh.
eye?
Yes. Don't you?
Why?
Because it reminds me of him. It was so clear and blue, and he wore it all through his life, at least since I knew him.
Wouldn't you
Does
leave
this-
that with his dead body?
You know what?
I mean, I
Different
hate
culture.
to.
Different culture.
Okay.
So I'm really sorry. What happened to your husband?
I'm not really sure either, because you see, he was working on a spell. You see, he was, just as I'm a great sorceress, he was a great sorcerer, and he was working on a spell, and it seemed to have gone awry, and it seemed to have disintegrated all of him, except for his eye
So what
and his
did you?
hand.
And his hand?
Hmm. I don't
Where's-
know. It makes no sense.
Holy! Oh. Huddle. May I talk to everyone real quick?
100%.
I know exactly what you're going to talk about, and I also am like, no, we're not.
Let me
helping
know.
you.
What am I missing here?
No. We should definitely
Discuss.
find the eye.
Okay.
And
Okay.
not give it to her.
Exactly. Try and
Should
look out for the
also-
hand too.
Yeah.
What, are we talking
For all
about
of you who have
Vecna
watched
here
the
or
We're
what?
talking
For
about
all of you who have
Vecna here.
watched
Are you kidding me?
The recent episode of, or season of Stranger Things, that is the hand and eye of Vecna.
Vecna.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I don't make the rules. I don't know the rules usually,
Oh,
but I know what I'm hearing.
okay.
This is one of the few times in the few games where your meta knowledge matters.
Batters, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I just saw
What did you
Stranger
enjoy?
Things. Damn it.
Well, they
Right.
don't really talk.
Choice
They
and
don't.
husbands,
They
you know?
very loosely. They very loosely talk about the eye and the hand because when they're playing the D&D game, there's like, and the dude, and in the cloak, he's missing an eye and
And
a
a
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
I did.
for all of you who don't know, Vecna was a very powerful, powerful sorcerer who eventually became a lich and became one of the most powerful liches to ever exist. And his
Mhm.
hand and his eye are both incredibly powerful magical items, but also extremely dangerous because every time you try to use one of them, Vecna tries to possess you.
Yes.
It's a great D&D thing. It's awesome. So, okay.
Die.
I didn't know what the
Vecna.
effects were. So are you sure we should be helping her find this thing?
I
I'm
think
going
we
to-
should find it and confiscate it.
Ding.
I'm gonna ask her while they're talking, because I'm gonna do whatever they want to do as a group thing, but I'm gonna ask her,
This is awesome
so
and terrifying.
if we find this eye for you, these things for you, before we give them to you, I require something from you. Can you promise that you will give me that thing no matter what it is?
Which thing? The secret? The
No,
about the traitor?
yeah, we need the secret, but I need a guarantee from you that you will. I just promise me that you will give me whatever it is, the one thing that I ask of you once we've gotten your eye.
Oh, of course.
I want you
I
to.
just need the eye back because I miss
Oh,
you.
I know, it's so hard,
And
right?
the crying is
Oh,
very
it's
cute because there's like little
okay.
squeaky hiccups.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
Um,
It's so hard to lose somebody you care about. I understand. We'll
And
find
as
you
you're
the
petting
eye.
her, Shauna, she leans her little cute ferret head into your
I'll give her a little
into
ear
your chest
scritches,
and just
just
squeaks
right
against
there.
you.
Little ear scritches. But I need you to tell me in words that you promise. You gotta say that you promise. I need to hear the words.
I totally promise.
What do you promise? You gotta say the
That
whole thing.
I will give you the thing that you want.
The thing that I ask for.
Yes.
You gotta say it. I'm
I
sorry.
will give you the thing that you ask for.
You promise? You gotta say the words.
I said I promise already.
I know, but you gotta say it in a sentence. I'm sorry, I'm being picky. I know. I'm so sorry.
I promise to give you the thing that you ask for.
Thank you so
Once you
much.
find my and return
With the eye.
my husband's eye.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I promise that we will do everything we can in our power to find the eye for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she stands up and she says, "Oh, I'm sure that I just look such a mess." And she pats her face with her tiny little paws.
You look
And
like a
then-
very
and then
cute ferret.
Bumps right off of you and scurries back over to up the newel post at the top, on the stairs there, the base of the stairs, and sits there and looks at you guys, surreptitiously white, patting at the fur beneath her eyes.
Do you have any
Detect
idea where
evil.
we should start looking for this eye?
I'm gonna use detect evil.
Okay.
Good.
To find the eye?
To find, well, both the eye and the hand should be
Uh.
radiating massive amounts of evil.
Okay.
And
Okay,
possibly
so this is
this
the
ferret.
spell Detect Evil, right?
Hmm?
Mr. Paladin, this is the spell Detect Evil?
But this is divine sense.
Oh, Divine Sense. Okay, now
As an action, I can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn. I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover, and can use this 5 times for long rest.
Okay. All right. So you can detect evil just in general, but you can also detect undead, right? Which are not necessarily evil or good; they're just dead.
Yes. Anything.
okay.
Anything. The location of anything celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Which is kind of perfect for the war that you guys are involved in right now.
So everything. You just
yes.
detect
Yeah, basically everything.
everywhere.
Well, I can't detect
Everything all at
yeah.
once, just like that wonderful movie. All right, so you do that while you guys are over chatting in the corner, and well, let's start with the undead. You definitely detect undead. Well, what's the radius on this?
60 feet.
Okay, definitely detect undead underneath you and above you within that 60 feet. Okay,
Great.
but not here. unfortunately. You detect no celestial. You detect no fiendish. You detect lots and lots and lots of evil.
Okay. What is the most? Because what's the? This should honestly, it should hurt how evil this is. And
Okay,
I should.
she herself is evil.
Ha. Well, why would you marry Vecna if not?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Interesting
but
choice,
then-
my dude.
But then upstairs is a strong evil. Downstairs is a strong evil. To just at the very edges of your 60-foot range, it's like it's brushing the tips of that little sense there potentially some evil. There's 2 evil things over that way, another 3 evil things up there. Kind of a lot of evil here.
What is the? What seems to just be screaming like? Because when you use this, because you're able to sense it, and they've talked in a lot of the lore, especially around paladins, when they detect something, especially like things like liches or stuff like that, you can detect kind of the level of evil. It's not just like, oh, there's some evil over there. If you like get hit with like freaking like stupidly amount like, and you're welcome to say that there isn't that. You're the DM.
Oh, there
But,
is.
like,
There's 2.
But if there are 2, but if there's anything that's just like screams like that is just it almost like it describes as like I might even have to make a save because it's so evil.
It's oppressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
The things that feel like that, there are 2 things, one above you, one below you.
Okay. Ow.
So not her. not
Not
yet.
her. She's just your normal garden variety evil, not something like this.
Garden variety.
Okay. I motion to prop him up because it looks like he's gonna have to take a knee or something.
Or vomit. Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Your face went really pale there. And kind of green. I mean, not like I have a problem with green, but...
Okay, so we're the ferret's up on her little thing, right?
Up on the do you guys know what a newel post is? It's the little finely carved ebony post at the bottom of the stairwell that the banister hooks to.
Mm-hmm.
So she's up kind of on the edge of the banister.
Just kind of call in that like, oh God. So first thing, there's undead everywhere.
Undead.
Well, that tracks.
Yeah.
Most likely the hand and or the eye is either above or below us. There's one both places.
Okay.
Cause that hurt. Oh, that hurt.
Like one upstairs and one downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first thing I know is don't split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
that's bad news bears. Let's not do that.
We don't want to die. Okay.
Not here.
Should we question her on the undead?
Yes.
Should we just burn the place down?
Burn it to the ground.
Also, yes. Let's question first.
Burn
Because
later.
yeah, question first, burn later. I'm here for this.
Right. Okay.
Do
Okay.
we want this information?
Yes. Dude, we don't know how to get out of here. We need as much information as possible.
Burning the place to the ground may not get us that.
It might
Which is
kill
why I
us
said
too.
later.
Fair enough.
Always an option. Sorry, chaotic.
What are
good.
you guys talking about over there?
Your
We've been
eye.
talking a long time.
We're trying to figure out a game plan here, man, okay? Sorry, I'm just a little frustrated. It's not you.
Is
Apologize.
infested with dead things.
Yeah, you want to tell
Oh,
us
I
about
know, it's terrible. They leave such a mess on the walls outside.
How, can you tell us
Well,
what
not
their
just
weaknesses are?
outside. They're here.
Oh,
Like, you know, upstairs, downstairs.
maybe that's him. Or
Who's
her.
him? Or her?
Maybe that's the one who took the eye. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay.
Can I roll an
But
insight?
there's lots of undead, and they come out at night. That's why I told you don't go outside at night.
But there are
I
ones
believe
in
he's
here.
referring to the ones inside.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that, I mean, it's a big castle. I don't know.
You're not afraid of these things roaming around your castle?
They don't come in here. I don't let them.
How do you not let them?
I'm a great sorceress. Didn't I tell you?
You're a ferret right now.
No, yeah, right now you're a
Right.
ferret. And how are you still not letting them?
Because the spells that I made when I was not a ferret are still active.
Cool. And what spells are those?
They're warding spells. Wards
Right.
against undead.
Do you?
I'd love to learn all of them.
Why do you live in
Well,
a castle full of undead?
Questions for later. I need to learn these words now.
To help us on our quest for the eye.
Why?
Also, do you have any wards or things that you can
Also,
like
Where
put
do
on
you,
things that
you
can help us?
mentioned a hand. Where do you keep that?
Well, that's downstairs.
Obviously.
Okay.
It was
Right.
it was the only part of him that was left, so that's what went in the coffin.
Your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name
I'm so
again?
sorry.
I didn't tell you.
Oh, well, could
Could
you?
you?
It might help.
It was Nathan.
Oh, poor Nathan.
I'm sorry. My brain immediately went to, but Nathan, why can't we elope right now?
Can I roll an insight check on her to see if that's his real name or if she was giving us a fake name?
Oh, it's 100% a fake name. We're in a fairy world, dude. There's no way Nathan
Well, I
is
know,
a
but it-
default name.
It might be beneficial. I just
Nathan's
want
breakfast
to.
middle name.
It's back then, Nathan.
Well, it might be a dumb question to ask, but I rolled a natural 20, so I got a 26.
For
Oh.
what?
I was rolling an
Insight.
insight check on her.
Okay.
Nathan is-
And no,
Nathan?
Nathan is not the name.
I
Any more
know. Yeah.
than Tempest is actually your name.
Yeah, I figured. I know.
Yeah.
All right.
What's his true name?
I can't tell you that any more than you can tell me yours.
Why?
Tell me
Isn't
your
he-
true name, and then I will tell you his.
I mean, he's dead. Why does it matter?
That's what I was going to ask.
Because dead is
Condolences,
only a
sorry.
body thing. It's not a spirit thing.
Oh, true. That's true.
Yeah,
anyway.
I've heard stories about, like
So,
liches.
here's what we're going to do right now. And she does this with her little paws. Nighttime is not the best time to go searching around here. I will just say that straight out. And it is getting to be night outside fairly soon. So I'm going to have you shown to your rooms, except for you. Oh, you're so cute.
Sorry.
And then I will show you how to do the wards. And the rest of you can get a good night's sleep. And in the morning, you can start the search.
How do the undead inside go away?
They don't. We just don't go there.
Then
But, well, it depends on the kind of undead. How much do you know about undead? You clearly don't know very much.
Yeah, we should learn all we can from the nice ferret.
Ferrets are cute,
Oh,
okay?
and I mean,
If
we
I
all
need-
have to sleep sometimes because I'm
Well,
still mortal.
if we're trying to search inside, why does it matter if it's night or day if the undead don't go away inside?
Depends
Good
on
point.
what kind of undead now, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm kind of on board with the, hey, at night they roam around badly in wardrobes, and during the day, less strobes. Still have to fight some, but there's not the chance of more coming in.
Yeah.
For instance,
I'm going
raids
to
only
kind
come
of
out
like
at night.
attempt to like pull Ellie towards me.
Godspeed.
So
It's like
he
flies
grabs
through
your
fingers.
grabs your foot and then pulls you, because you're 5 inches tall. He pulls you over to him.
No.
Your iflings.
We at least have to make a roll up.
Yeah. He doesn't just grab me. No. What were we adding? Dexterity or whatever?
Yeah, it was
This
a
would be
dexterity.
Yep.
Because you're little.
Because I'm little. That's okay. I failed
Yeah, and so
miserably.
yes.
I rolled a 15 plus.
Yeah. You beat me.
Okay.
It's done.
That's okay. I'm kicking your other finger.
Okay. Just like, do you really want to spend the night in a castle previously owned by Vecna and whatever witch he decided to marry?
Do we know for sure that it's Vecna, or are we making that assumption because that's
We're
the
99%
most
sure.
logical thing?
That was so fucking evil, I just sensed.
Here's my thing. I stand by the idea, because what happens if we blow open a door and then all of a sudden we are just completely overwhelmed by the undead? That's part one. Part two, she's going to teach me a bunch of these wards to keep them away. We need to know those. Not just for here. If we're stuck in this world, we're going to need to know as much as possible. If I can get all that shit from them, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We don't really have a choice either.
I mean, we did just say let's not separate, and we're all gonna go to our own rooms in a magical castle surrounded by evil people.
Or
We could just all wait while you learn the wards.
yeah, there's that, and then slumber party.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we can just,
Can we all sleep in the same room?
Well, we're all gonna.
We like
But
each
if
other.
that's what floats your boat, I don't judge.
Yeah, no yucky of anybody's yums here.
Exactly. Don't judge me.
Cool.
I
Cool,
don't
cool, cool.
even know what that means.
Okay.
Neither do I.
Here in all of my rainbow glory.
All right.
That just sounded fun.
We're not here to kink shame, but we might need some kink explaining.
Look, kink shaming is my kink, so I'm gonna need you.
Okay.
Well, see, at least you explained.
Exactly. There you go.
That's something. That's something.
Listen, Alex can have his own room. It's fine.
I would like to not have my own room.
We should all stick together.
Yeah.
I
We'll
think
just.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, you can all sleep in the conservatory. Or perhaps, oh, I know you could sleep.
This is starting
That would
to
be
sound
great.
like creep.
Why are you whispering?
It's the library.
So we have to
Oh, it's a bit. Got it.
Dum.
So,
That was great.
I mean, yeah, if you can have your people bring up some beds or cots or whatever, or just magic them around, that'd be great. And then we'll sleep in the library where all the books are.
That would
And
be
then
great.
I can teach, and you guys can sleep. Although I don't know how you'll sleep with teaching, but that's not very comfortable. There's not really beds in there. But if that's what you want, that's what you can do.
We'll
That's
make it
fine
work.
with me. I can sleep anywhere.
All right. Well, follow me. And she scurries down off the newel post and heads down off the plush blood red carpet and down the hall. I'm going to show you a quick map
Mhm.
of this place so you can get
Excellent.
an idea.
It's the Clue Mansion.
It's definitely
It
the
is. It
There's a
is.
conservatory, there's a library.
With the ranch in the library.
One of us
I've
has been
never-
killed.
Ooh.
Killed with the hand of Vecna
Okay.
in the chapel.
Where you guys are right now, this is where you came in, and you are in this hallway. This is the stairs with the grand newel post. So this is where she's been standing.
All right.
Okay, you see a hallway going off this way, another staircase going up here. So 2 staircases and a hallway. This is where you are. And it is beautiful, but it is definitely like something out of a, 1930s horror movie. Okay?
Very in my element.
Mhm. Okay, so follow me. And she gestures as her little ferret self comes and leads you down this hallway to this door, which she gestures magically and opens.
Wait, so
And
she
you see
does
that
have
it
magic
was-
as a ferret?
Mm-hmm. A little bit, anyway.
Good to know.
Okay.
She opens the door, But you could see that before she did that, there's a big, heavy lock on this big, heavy wooden door with interesting carvings and stuff. They don't really seem to show anything. They're just made to feel a little uncomfortable. Very pretty. The door's carved of ebony, much like the staircase. The marble and the rugs go all the way through here. The lock, and she opens the door. Now it's this big heavy door, and her little ferret paw just goes like this in the door. Opens, and
You're
inside,
gonna have to teach me that one too.
Inside, as the door opens, almost like it's automatic. You don't see her do anything. It's like it just is linked to the door opening. The candelabras around the room just go, and it's warmly lit. Beautiful carpets, two beautifully comfortable-looking couches in a deep blood red velvet, and walls of books. It's like something out of a bibliophile's wet dream.
This is my wet dream.
Behind where it goes all the way up, and they have the tall ladder to get to the upper shelves.
We've been Beauty and the
It's-
Beasted.
I'd
Yeah,
like to go to the restricted section, please.
Oh, this is unrestricted. So hopefully, I don't know what languages you can read, but good luck. Also, anything that has this symbol on it, and she skitters over to one of the lower things there and kind of leaps in the air a little bit to try and point at a book that's a little higher than what she is. So, boink, boink. If it has a symbol like this, boink, boink, that means it's cursed. Don't touch it. Boink, boink.
Okay, I'm gonna try and commit that symbol to memory. Do not touch.
It's pretty easy. It's you guys have seen this before. It's a pyramid with an eyeball in it.
Oh, okay.
So Illuminati is bad.
I got it.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great. Couple things. Is there a way that this library is organized?
No.
Of course not.
Great.
Two, teach me those words real quick.
Okay. Oh, this is not a real quick thing. This is going to take us all night.
Great.
So
Everybody else
come
look at
over
books.
here with me. Everybody else, dinner is coming. Make yourselves comfortable. Trying to figure out. And she skitters over towards a little table and chair area, seating area on one side. There's another table and chair seating area on the other side. There is a fireplace, but it is not currently lit on the far end of this room. And as she's doing that, all of a sudden you guys roll me perception check.
Perception. 23.
I'm gonna bust out the pretty metal dice for this.
Yeah.
And
The pink
Alex,
ones. Oh, pink metal
do
dice.
you still have your detect up, or is it done now?
No. That's a very
Okay.
short.
It's done.
It's a 16 for me.
I got a 5. I am very much distracted.
You said perception, right?
Uh-huh.
17.
Also, what was
I
that?
haven't been able to roll over a 10 tonight so far.
What was that symbol again?
The Illuminati symbol?
It's a pyramid
The
with an
eye.
eyeball at the top.
It was on a
Ironic,
$1
considering
bill,
that
I
eyeball is
guess.
what you're looking
Yeah,
at.
it's on the $1 bill.
I haven't seen
Also
those
the
in a
symbol of
really
the
long
Illuminati.
time, but
In that,
Oh.
in that card game,
It's true.
Also, the bad guy from Gravity Falls.
Bill
Ah,
Cipher.
which I have not seen.
Oh, what a great show.
So good.
Okay. All right. So Ellie, she sits
Yeah.
down and skitters over and gestures at a bookshelf up above and says, "Can you grab that book right there?"
Checking to make sure it's not cursed.
It's not cursed. It's just a book. It's a strange-looking book with a leather cover. Do you pull it out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you get it back to the table, and while that's happening, everybody that rolled over a 16 on their perception check, you start to hear something. It is the rattling of dishes, like metal dishes, and the clicking of strangely sounding footsteps.
Okay. Don't eat anything.
And as you say that, don't eat anything, into the room walks 3 skeletons carrying trays with food on them. Covered platters, jugs, drinks, and you know what? It smells great. And they bring them in stoically,
I don't know what she meant by types of undead.
and they sit them down, and then they just turn and they walk off.
Thank you, Fred and
Back out of
George.
the room.
What? No song?
If we're gonna be Beauty
This is
and the
not a
Beast, we
Disney
might as
show.
well have songs.
Yeah.
We're
Anyway,
your guest.
I demand like the spooky spirit, scary skeleton song.
there you
Yes.
go. If one of you can sing it, go ahead.
Very
While Red and the ferret known as Isetria start opening these books, and she does indeed begin to teach you a ward against undead spell.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to take you 45 minutes to be able to describe it to varying degrees. It is a spell that is normally a higher level than what you can do.
Mhm.
So for right now, if you do try to cast it, it does have a chance to fail.
Okay.
Okay. So, but you can add
Okay,
that to your spell
nope.
book. Ward. Basically, it's a warding spell. So you can just put ward. Ward
Guys,
versus undead.
Mm-hmm.
I am effectively a cleric, right?
Uh-huh.
Which means I can turn undead?
Yes, you probably can.
Are you a cleric or a druid?
Cleric?
Nice. Okay.
A
don't
life
remember.
cleric, actually.
Nice.
Sweet.
Even
Yes,
better.
Even better.
I mean, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. But I do have the ability.
Awesome.
That's
Doing it. Don't do it now.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do it now.
no, but that's
Channel
good.
divinity. I just wanted you guys to know.
Okay, sweet. Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, and
Awesome.
Red, you didn't hear this because you're busy focusing on learning this lesson.
Okay. I did roll the
but you-
perception.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely heard the skeletons and saw the skeletons.
Got it.
It's just that she's whispering over there in the corner, and you're trying to pay attention to learning a spell. So you're the one that did not hear that. You may have presumed that, I don't know, but you didn't hear it, just to be clear. And finally, after you finally finish that, and she says, and then once you get proficient with this, there's so many things you can do with it. You can ward against this thing and that thing. Sky's the limit. Anyway, you guys all have a good night. Good night.
Good
And the little
night.
ferret crawls down off the table and just skitter out of the room. And as she turns and she blows you a little ferret kiss as the door goes. And you hear a voice say, "This is for your safety. See you in the morning." And then skitter herself off.
And the challenge now.
Did she lock the door?
Yeah,
I'm assuming
Like we
so.
heard a click or something? Or
she did.
We hear the giant
like-
locking mechanism. Just
Absolutely.
Bringing us a new challenge.
Okay.
Find a way out.
Ouch!
Dun,
Of course.
I mean, they obviously.
If there is one.
I mean, they want the eye. I'd say we don't necessarily try.
We don't need to go anywhere.
escape until tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no. I have no interest in leaving right now. What I do have interest in is figuring out what books would be the most helpful right now, and if we can carry any of them for future references.
That is a great idea. Also, there is one other way into this place. And I turn and look over at the fireplace. I'm going to light that sucker up.
You go over to the fireplace. Ironically, just as I was getting ready to interrupt you guys and say, "Here's what happens." Your timing is exquisite.
Perfect.
Everybody roll me a perception check.
Oh,
Oh, it's a nat 20
Nice.
Oh, nice.
on my iridescent plate.
I actually
Nice.
rolled a
Very nice.
15. Let me see what that actually
Yay.
gets me.
I rolled a 1
I only
plus
rolled a
8, so
15.
9. But still.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 19.
21.
14.
Okay. Well, several things happen all at the same time. So as the other game, as
Mount Havoc.
Mount Havoc is walking towards this fireplace with the intent of lighting it, you hear sounds outside in the doorway in the hallway. The shuffling of feet, moaning.
Zombies.
It's very. The moaning sounds really sad or tormented. Tormented's a good word for it. And there's shuffling feet. And there's all of a sudden a sense of cold emanating from the area of that wall. And as that starts to manifest, as that cold starts, the fire in the fireplace just goes, you're reaching over to it, and it goes, and it starts burning merrily.
Oh,
Nicely done.
nice.
Does
That
anybody
could
have the ability to sense whether it's day or night? Don't know.
Oh, yeah. I'm
I
not
don't think so either.
Could we use survival for that?
You could use survival for that.
Oh, good. My survival's
So?
good.
I have that as a skill. That's one of my.
Okay. Roll, those of you with the survival skill, roll me that skill check.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
There you go.
Awesome.
26.
Yay!
Nice.
There you go.
14 on the die, 20.
Okay, those of you who
I got a 14.
It's the tree in me.
yeah, Lena, well, exactly, Lena and Mel Havoc, who's, very much more night-based. It's like all that tension the day creates in you as a gargoyle person, Mel Havoc. When the
Mm-hmm.
night falls, it kind of relaxes, even if you can't see it. And you get that feeling, oh, it must be night. All of this happened just as night fell. So maybe, well, I'll let you make your own mind. So here you are, locked in a library, merry fire, food on the tables, 2 couches to sleep on, but only fit 2 people. So you figure that out.
I'm tiny.
You do.
We could sit up.
I'm seriously looking for books that'll help us.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking for any book on Vecna.
Okay.
I was
Roll me
actually.
an intelligence check, Ellie. And roll me an intelligence check, Mel Havoc. Okay. It seems like most of these books are not in English. How many languages do you guys read? 2?
Yep.
Which languages?
For me, it's
Did you read?
Abyssal and Common.
Okay.
Mine are Dwarvish, Elvish, and Common.
Okay. How about you? Red?
Unfortunately, I did not choose my other one. So what is this one in?
Huh? This one actually is representing in English for some reason. Huh. And you'll notice that there's a few books around here that do, as you get close to them, manifest in a language that you know. Others that don't have a malleable language that just stay the
Read
language they are,
Minotaur.
or magical. Yeah, that are magical. Or not magical. So what was your intelligence checks, you two?
19.
14.
19 and 14, okay. Now, Havoc, there's so many books in here, and 3/4 of them you can't read, but 1/4 of them you can, and of those 1/4, none of them say the word Vecna. Of course, maybe that's not the only name he's known by, so you can
Look
keep
for
looking.
Nathan.
Yeah,
Or liches, maybe.
Yeah. Liches.
okay. You definitely do find a book on liches.
Is it cursed?
Actually, yes, it is.
That's a solid question.
Oh, great. Well,
Helpful.
the book I find on liches is cursed.
Makes sense.
Let's not go there.
But roll me a wisdom check. No habit.
22.
Nice. It's cursed, but you notice something about it. It's been put back into the shelf hastily, so all the rest of the books are fairly neatly stacked, like, they've been this way for a while. They're very neatly laid out. They're not in any kind of order that makes sense to you. but it's clear that somebody knows what they're doing. But this one is a little out of place. It's a little skewampus, like whoever put it back a little more hastily than the others. Less dust on it too.
If anybody wants to come look at this cursed book, it looks like somebody just read it recently. There's no dust, and it's been put back kind of cattywampus.
Well, what if we get like a stick and pull it out with a stick and have it just kind of flop open?
Cool.
Are
Fire
you
poker?
sure something wouldn't come out of it if you
Not at all.
like that?
Not remotely.
Maybe get that turn on bed ready.
Usually cursed items have to be touched.
Right. That's where I'm coming from. But
Or opened? Wouldn't you like? I don't know. I'm not staking our. I don't know how much we should assume.
There might be something behind this. It might have some kind of trigger.
Is there any? While they're doing that, is there a desk or anything that, like in the library, that you think someone might sit down and read, or?
There is not a desk. There's just the little tables with the chairs. There's 2 tables, each with 2 chairs, very comfy chairs, and then the 2 couches.
Wait,
It isn't that big of a room, comparatively.
Red, question for you.
Answer for you.
Do you have a spell called Mage Hand?
Ooh, did I choose Mage Hand? Was I smart enough to pull that?
We just have to know how heavy the book is, but
Yeah, I did not choose Mage Hand.
okay.
But that would,
Yeah,
that
and there
would have been a
are-
real smart one.
Yeah, my spells aren't going to help either.
Here, okay, so, but I rolled a 19 to start looking for books that would help us. Did I find anything?
Well, depends on what you perceive will help you. You found 3 books that you think that you actually could read. The rest of them, you don't know. They can help you, but you can't read them, so, you know. But of the 3 that you found so far in this huge library, there was one on
Liches.
the magic. Well, no, not on liches, because the only one on liches is the one that Mahat found. There was one on the magic of necromancy.
Okay,
Okay.
super helpful.
Yeah, super helpful. It's very much a kind of a history. So it's like here's where, but it's as you kind of glance at the first couple of pages, it's going to take you a while to read anything in depth, of course. But it seems to be more about the history of necromancy from kind of a positive viewpoint, not like it's fully like terrible or anything, but more just like kind of a cold history. Here's what happened, you know, here's how necromancy grew and changed and stuff. Then you found another one that was actually a book of maps. And as you're going through it, you're seeing that it's maps of all of these famous historical places. So a map of the Eiffel Tower and a map of, you know, the Empire State Building and the map of, you know, of the things that you know, and then maps of places that you make no sense to you that were probably maps of like fairy stories or fairy places or whatever. And then there's a map that you recognize from the cover picture on it that it was this place. And this one says Dracula's Castle. Huh.
Okay.
But it's a map of 4 floors.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
And
going to
then
leave that map open for everybody to peruse.
We're in freaking Castlevania.
Yeah.
And it's not even called Dracula's Castle. Initially, it's called Vlad Tepes,
Tempest.
aka how do you say it? Nerd stuff. I wish I knew how to say it right. But then underneath it says Castle Dracula.
Got it.
So this seems to be a map of Vlad Tepes' actual castle.
I'll leave that
Oh.
open for anybody else. What's
How
the
do we know that
what's the third
that's
book?
here?
Because the picture on the front looks like the front of this from when you walked in.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I would like to look for something.
There's a third book that I'm waiting to hear about.
Yeah, and then the third book is actually, oh, you're gonna be so happy, Red. It's a spell book.
Yeah.
And a lot of the spells you can't understand. They are way beyond your level. But there's a number of them that you do. And if you choose to hang on to this and take the time to learn them, you're going to learn.
Oh, I'm gonna Hermione the whole hell out of this.
Okay, yeah. 3 new first level spells, 3 new second level spells. Okay? Because you can get second level spells right now, right? Or is
Yes,
that not
I
till
can.
next level? Okay.
No, I can.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
said, sorry, 3 new first
Three,
level.
yeah. And basically it looks like for each level there's 3 spells in there. So 3 new first level, 3 new second level, and then as you go up levels, there's, and each one's laid out so there's a lot of pages, but it's a fairly slim little book. It looks like it probably goes up to 6 different levels of spells.
Would cantrips count as first level?
No, that's 0 level.
No,
I was just wondering if I could just incorporate.
no, because cantrips are generally considered free spells anyway.
I'll figure out how to add things I'm not allowed to add on D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Well, and what I normally do in D&D Beyond, if I can't add it on like their normal spell things, I put it in the description area, because that's just whatever you write.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna leave that map out for everybody to look, and then I'm gonna find a cozy little hovel to just devour this book.
Okay, and that food is sitting there smelling really good. Does anybody partake?
We are smarter than that.
Tempest
Hi,
said
guys.
no, and I agree.
Yeah. Don't eat fairy food.
I do have the ability to purify it.
Wait,
It's not.
If
So-
you can create food and water, that might work better, but
Yeah.
I'm not eating anything offered here.
Yeah, it's not something that needs to be purified. It's something that needs to be like despellified
yeah.
or uncursed or anything like that.
So real quick, can I try the book that Chris was looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Can I take the 2 books on the side of it and use those to like squish it and get it out?
You can try.
I'm gonna
Roll me
try.
dexterity
That's
check.
actually a good idea.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
you checked
assuming the other 2 are
or not
cursed.
While they're doing that, I want to look for anything that doesn't necessarily look like a book, but might look like a collection of notes, might look like something like that. That's not necessarily, or could be like a notebook or something like that. Because Vecna collects secrets. Because
Okay.
Vecna believes that any good secret from one individual is the key to bringing them down. And I want to see if I can't find, if there's something in this library that is, if he records any of that, I want to look for something like that.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check. See if you can recognize it if you see it.
That is a 19. Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Actually, 19 plus. I should have some sort of an intelligence. +1.
So you're not really finding anything like that. I mean, there's so many books in here, and there's multiple levels. I mean, it's like a 3-story library of books. I would kill for something like this. But and you're looking, and they're books, not notebooks. This isn't an office. And you're looking, and finally, with your 19, you're climbing up. You get up the ladders. You're finally getting to. It's getting later and later, and you're getting frustrated maybe. But you find it's not a notebook. There's not a collection of notes, but you do see a book where somebody who was reading it had put a piece of paper in like a bookmark and left it in there. That's the closest thing that you find to something like that.
Is it cursed?
No.
All right. I'm gonna pull that out, and I'm gonna look at
Okay.
the cover first.
Okay, the cover it's fairly plain. It's fairly simple. It's not leather. It's more like a fabric Coptic stitch, so the book can open and lay flat. And it's a sketchbook.
I'm gonna open it up straight to the bookmark spot.
Okay, you open it straight to the bookmark spot, and what you see is the sketch of a man's face with little hearts drawn all the way around it.
All right, I
Okay,
feel-
and it's
I feel-
actually a pretty nicely done sketch. You know, you think
What does he
maybe
look-
you
what
would
do they look
recognize
like?
him if you saw him.
What does the individual look like?
What does he look like? He actually looks a lot like you, Alex, when you're in your human form. Not exactly, but dark hair, kind of strong, you know, very strong looking jaw. Does not have the mustache. Instead, he has a one of those douchebag beards that just kind of comes around like that.
Chin strap.
Little chin strap. The very stern looking face, and one eye looks a little different than the other eye. And there's
Okay,
all
I'm
sorts
gonna-
around it.
Let's start looking at the other pages. I'm starting to think this is like a diary or something.
It's a sketchbook, so there's
Okay.
there's other pages of sketches and stuff like that. This is the last page that's been drawn on. All the pages past this are blank, and it is towards the middle of the book. But the ones before, it's odd. It's almost like a schoolgirl's diary, not like a grown woman's, you know, not diary but sketches. So, but there's whoever sketched this had actually quite a bit of talent as a person who can draw. And so there's things like there's a really nice sketch of this castle with like a sunrise coming up over it and stuff. There's a sketch of a waterfall. There's a sketch of a pony, you know, that's also got hearts around it and stuff like that. So just lots of really strange random things. And then there's that sketch of that male face.
Anything
Oh,
else?
there's a
that
sketch
stands?
of a beautiful woman in there earlier, a really beautiful woman, with what looks like long dark hair and very, very fine features, high cheekbones. And that one does not have hearts around it. That one has actually kind of a roughly slashed X through it with a pencil or charcoal, or whatever these were drawn with, like
Fuck this page.
That would be the sense. Now, whether that is a self-portrait of the artist or somebody else, you don't know. No idea who these are. You can hazard guesses, but mostly those are the only two people. Oh wait, no, there's way back at the beginning. There's one more person there, but it's a strange-looking person. It's somebody who's like a little kind of old twisted lady. It's not Baba Yaga, but a little old twisted lady. And there's what looks like there was a heart drawn around there and then erased.
Interesting. I'll bring this down to everybody else, so everybody else gets to hear what you just heard.
You bring that down, and there's a particularly loud moan outside, and the door goes thunk, like something was pounding on it. Thunk, and then the moan moves on.
I feel so sick, guys.
So
Everything's great.
this is interesting. I don't know if this will be useful or not, but it looks like some clues into. I don't know. There's definitely I don't know. We can make a lot of assumptions here. I'm assuming the artist is our ferret friend out there,
That makes sense.
seeing the parts around. What I'm only going to assume is what Vecna looks like, and it disturbingly looks like me. With a douchebaggery chin strap.
Oh, don't ever
Weird.
grow that.
That's
No,
it's not a good look, my dude.
not
Don't
a
do
good
that. Yeah. I kind of look up from what I'm doing, which was poring over that map of this
Yeah.
castle that we're in.
Okay.
I'm trying to commit that to memory, but I'm like, I'm with you. I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
Does anybody remember? God, I'm like trying to rack my brain of like D&D knowledge. Like, do the other two characters make any sense to you?
I didn't know a whole lot about Vecna to begin with. I knew the name. I knew the cursed items of his body, I guess, but that's about it.
All I remember is that he rose to like almost demigodness because of how powerful of a lich he was, and his whole like purpose was to find secrets because he collected them, because to him your darkest secrets were power over you.
Yeah.
Well, if this
Much of that.
guy is wearing Vecna's eye, at the very least, we don't see his hand, then is this her husband, or was it the husband of the woman she crossed out?
Wait a minute.
Because it's not
Okay, Los
Vecna.
Dos.
It's not Vecna.
Vecna's eye it has ego. It could
Take
take
over?
over someone. And where are we? He holds up the map. Castle
Take over
Dracula?
Yeah.
You think Vecna's taken over Dracula?
Or maybe they've made a deal?
But why is the hand
Where does the
here?
ferret fit in?
I don't know, but the woman in the sketchbook, that could be like the Winona Ryder character from,
Yeah, I was just
from Stoker, Mina,
yeah, I was like, what is it? Yeah, Mina's right.
right?
It could be. I mean, I was thinking she was more of like a fake queen, but this is a lot of
This is
lore.
weird.
There's a lot of overlap happening here,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure exactly what's happening.
Huh.
Well, if we find the eye and it radiates evil, we know what it is. And I don't know. Why is the hand and the eye here if someone else was Also, how we already know she's lied to us once. How do we know how much of whatever else she's telling us is the truth?
I guess we don't. I mean, who knows if anything we learn in any of these places like this is the truth.
Very
Does-
little.
It's fairy.
Also, this doesn't look like Dracula, so I don't think it's Dracula.
Right.
Lad looked way different. I mean, if we're talking like,
Did it?
yeah, like super curly mustache. Very, very standard.
Dracula has a curly mustache.
Vlad did? Vlad Dracula?
Well, when he was alive, the actual historical figure.
Yeah.
Got
Like,
it.
I mean, hey, you're a vampire. You want to grow the douchey chin strap out?
Can vampires do that? I thought vampires, once you were a vampire, that's kind of the way you look forever.
I mean, have you ever met one to ask?
That's true. What do we actually know about anything?
Hey, Tempest.
Yes.
I mean, you got the vamp fangs. Can you help?
I don't know. I'm still working on the book thing.
Also, what were you gonna ask for?
That's something that I figure we could all discuss and decide.
Yeah.
Were you trying to trick the ferret?
We could just ask for the eye.
Yeah, exactly. She promised to give us whatever I asked for.
That'd be a weird.
And now
Good
I'm going to
thing.
leave you guys talking in the
Yeah.
in the library for just a moment, and we're going to go find out what's going on with Storm over here. Rob?
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Hey, finally your turn.
I know.
Okay. So,
Alex, your video.
the last was you guys were all in Baba Yaga's hut. You stopped. You saw the big castle in the mist. You know, it was almost like when you stepped out of the door of that and looked at the castle. Music played, da 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 da, just like that, in your head anyway. And it was like, wow. But then a big heavy hand landed on your shoulder and pulled you away from the others a little bit.
Mm.
And he said, and you know who this is? This is Gorbash. This was the big ogre that led you to Baba Yaga in the first place. And he says, you need to come with me. And he kind of half forcibly, not trying to be, he's you know, really big and really strong. And he leads you off around the side of the castle. And as you're getting led off around the side, the mist gets heavier and heavier, and you can see the scrape marks on the wall become fainter and fainter, like they're congregating around the gate as opposed to over here. And finally you get to a place where you can barely see the wall at all. The mist is so heavy, and the scratch marks on the wall are gone. As you're kind of following the wall to keep your bearings a little bit, he's guiding you. And finally he gets to the side and he says, she wants to talk to you. And then he kind of pushes you forward. And for such a large creature, it's weird how very quickly he disappears into the mist. And so you're left standing alone. You have a stone wall on one side of you and a mist so thick you can't really see anything else around you. You look down at your feet. The ground is feeling pretty hard, actually. Not the spongy, marshy ground that you'd been on before, but like good, solid, stony dirt. Roll me a perception check.
Oh. 15. Let's do 17.
Okay, 17.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really make out what it is, but you hear something. Now, to go to it, it sounds like crying. It sounds like a child crying.
Mm.
And it's, to get to it, you would have to leave the wall and just walk into the mist. What do you do?
Well, I mean, this sounds real like a horror movie right now. But I mean, you know, I've come this far. And, well, yeah, I'm gonna walk into the mist.
Okay. So you walk into the mist, your antlers breaking the fog as it swirls around you, and you walk in your large cloven hooves, you know, make an interesting sound against the thing, and it echoes right around you and then is deadened. You know that nobody can hear you very far away. And you follow the sound of the crying. And the ground begins to get soft again, like marsh. Like that marsh that you originally went through to get to Baba Yaga's hut.
Mm.
And the crying gets louder. And then after a moment you can tell that it sounds like a girl, like a little girl. And she's weeping so heartbrokenly. And finally, you can feel the mist start to get colder and colder. And as it gets colder, it also gets thinner and thinner. And finally, you come out of the stunted, curved, dead trees of the swamp that you had passed through before. as the mist falls away kind of behind you, and brings you to a clearing, a watery clearing, where the center is just really almost like a shallow pond. And sitting in the middle of the pond, weeping, it's a little girl, so that much was true. But she's thin and tenuous looking, and clearly a ghost. And at the moment, she's not seemed to notice you. She's so caught up in her crying. What do you?
Well, I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna go, hey, I heard you wanted to talk to me.
The spirit looks up, and when it looks up, you realize that in this ghostly apparition, she has no eyes. But there is what looks like, you know how in a spirit the things that would be darker just look more solid, more white, and things that would be lighter look more kind of transparent? It looks like there was like blood coming down from her eyes. It's pretty creepy. It's really creepy when you see it in person.
Super neat.
She looks like she was probably about 10 or so. You know? You don't know if she ever actually lived, or if this is a will-o'-the-wisp or actually a ghost, but she looks up at you with these sightless eyes. And she says,
Say, how?
I need my eyes back.
Are they like around or?
They were taken. And I need. And she pulled her hands away from her body. And you can see that the front of her ghostly gown also shows what would have probably been bloodstain and a gaping hole where her heart would be. And they took my heart.
Super
Can you
neat.
get them for me?
Do you have an idea of like where they are?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, this is sure. This is a little bit of The Shining right now for me, but you know.
My eyes and my heart. They were taken by her.
Do you have a name for me?
Mommy.
Can I get a little more direction? Do you have like a picture or location?
The sightless eyes turn to look at you even further and lean forward towards you. It's creepy. This empty, bloody sockets. And this translucent, ghostly apparition lean forward. And as she gets closer to you, you can feel the cold radiating off of it that kind of gets a little closer to you, too. She says, inside. Bring me my eyes. Bring me my heart. And I will give you what you need.
How do you know what I need? I haven't even told you.
I don't need to. The magic will let it happen.
Okay.
And she begins crying again, weeping, and the spirit dissolves down into the water.
All right.
You can still hear the weeping, though. You just can't see her anymore. Inside, she said.
Inside, like the water, because we've all seen Lord of the Rings.
Now, she did
Good.
gesture
Okay.
when she said inside.
Okay.
And if you look that direction, that maybe not. But it certainly could be the castle. It could be something past the castle. But that was that direction.
Probably hard to assume that it's the castle and start walking my happy butt that way.
Okay, roll me a survival check to see if you get lost in the mist or not.
Super neat. Oh, no, wait, that's 14, hang on. 14 plus survival. Plus survival. Oh, plus 0. I get a 14.
Okay, a 14. You don't find the wall. You're walking in the mist, and you're walking for a ways, and finally, you know, you should have found that wall by now. You know that you're somehow not going in the right direction, but you can see silhouetted in the mist a structure of some sort. You go closer.
Yeah, because now I'm
Okay,
lost.
you go closer, and as it comes through the mist, you start to see something that looks like it's a stone building. Not kind of the same stone of the castle, but definitely much rougher. Maybe a barn? Storage room? Something like that? Cellar?
Okay.
It has a door. No windows, though.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna go in that, I guess. That's where I'm headed. See if I can find somebody in there to tell me where to go.
Okay, so you go and you just walk in.
Well, yeah. Well, you see, here's the thing. I don't have a lot of
Don't you love it when
things.
the GM says it like that?
Yeah, exactly. Dum dum dum. Every time you just walk in willy nilly. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm looking for directions. Let's see what happens.
Okay. You open the door and you step in.
Yeah.
And it's very dark. But the mist hasn't come in here, so. And it's evening, but it's not night yet. And what you see is a bunch of figures.
Oh.
Holding very still.
Hey guys. I'm kind of lost. Can you point me in the direction of the castle?
They don't move? Do you move closer to them to see?
Hell no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. They don't respond to my friendliness in this place. I'm just gonna kind of close that door back up.
Go back out?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. If they don't respond, I'm not getting close.
Yeah, they don't.
Go, hey,
There's
just
probably
kidding.
about 30 figures in that little stone hut.
And none of them moved or said anything? I'm gonna hard pass. I prefer life.
Okay. They may have been statues, you don't know.
They could have been. They could have been.
You're like, hey
statues.
guys, can you give me directions? And then you step back out and you close that door. Now what do we do?
I mean, can I continue? Can I look around and see if I can find like prints or
Roll
something
me
like that?
another survival check.
I know, Rob.
Wait, what?
There's a question in the chat. What's the name of the unicorn?
Oh, hey. Oh, this is Fluffy McFluffykins.
Nice. Fluffy McFluffykins.
Fluffy McFluffykins.
Yeah, it's
I also have a unicorn squishmallow, but it is also a mermaid and a pig.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh, no.
perfect name.
See, okay, here's the thing. I actually, on the couch out in the living room, there's, I'm not kidding, at least 20 of these bad boys. Not this color, but like different shapes and sizes. It's the cuddliest, most snuggly couch you've ever slept on. Anyway.
Nice. I am envious. Anyway, you step back out, roll me, actually not a survival check, a perception check.
No, that's better, because survival I have +0, which is really unfortunate. So we are in 17! Wait, okay. Perception, I get +2, so I get a 19.
All right. As you step back out and close the door on those very still figures, two things you realize. One, they don't smell very good. Two, this hut is clearly right next to the castle because now you can see the wall behind you.
Does it smell like decaying flesh?
Well, yes, actually, kind of.
Ew.
Then I'm gonna boogie out of there because those are some zombies and I know it.
Okay, you start moving very quickly, and you'll notice the light is starting to get, I mean, in the mist, it's hard to, even daytime feels weird, but it's starting to get darker. So you boogie, which direction do you go?
Well, I mean, I guess relatively in the direction. Yeah, I don't know. What are my surroundings? Like, is there a general direction I can kind of go in? Obviously, I can't just go back to the
The
lake.
wall stretches off in kind of a slight curve around you on either side. You can see the building that you just left, kind of right behind you, and off in the mist you can see silhouettes of maybe other outbuildings. You're not sure. You
Can
have
I
no
climb on
idea
top?
which direction of this wall.
Mhm.
It's about 40 feet high, so you'd have to do a climb check to try and
Mhm.
up the little rocks.
That's what I was thinking about, either getting on top of the house or on top of the wall.
The house would be easier, but the roof is thatch.
So I could fall through and end up in a pile of zombies.
Maybe
Which
not.
It'd be nightmare
Depending on how
fuel.
careful you were.
Okay, that's true. I mean, it really, it's not up to me. It's up to the gods of dice.
Okay, yeah, and the castle wall. So
Yeah.
that wall of the hut
Mhm.
is about 40 feet tall. So it's a tall hut, which means there's probably another story inside there that you didn't see because you just walked in and walked right out. The wall of the castle is about 100 feet, which would be a clear climb check. You'd have to, how much mountain climbing has Rob done in his life?
Actually, a ton. But
Really?
but I don't think
Okay.
yeah. But there's no climb check. What would that be on?
That would be acrobatics.
Ooh, okay. I'll dig it. Let's see that.
Okay.
Hey, 17 again. +4. I got a 21.
All right. You look at it and go, this isn't as bad as half the cliffs I've climbed in my life. And you just start going on up. And you do make it to the top of the wall. And as you look over, you can see that there's roofs on the other side. Well, it's not just a wall, it's actually the outside of part of the castle. You're on once you get to the top, you're actually on the roof of the building, and in the center is a big oak courtyard.
Oh. Cool. Well, can I do like a perception check to look around, see if there's anything neat around me on the castle wall before going in?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a nat 20. If there's nothing around me, that's super wasted.
Well, actually, from where you are right now, on the roof, because it's like the different parts of the castle don't all have the same roof. There's one that you can see is a little more thatch and wood like on the other side there. The one where you're exactly at actually has a little divot in it, like for water runoff or something. And then right next to it, the little section right next to you has a beautiful stained glass skylight.
Wow, cool. Well, I mean,
That's what you can see from here.
Yeah. Is there any way that looks like it might hold some things that somebody might have stolen? Somebody, like maybe their eyes or their heart,
No, not from out here.
Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna start poking around.
Okay, so you start moving around the roofs. Okay, I'm going to share the map again and show you what you're seeing.
Cool.
So you have some idea. All right, you see that?
Yep.
You are right here. See this little divot right here?
Totally.
That's where you're at. That's where you were able to climb up into.
Mm-hmm.
On this side, there's what looks like a normal roof, stained glass roof, thatch roof, strange like almost like a onion dome pergola kind of a roof, and then two tall gates, watchtower type things over there. And then on this side, the roof has a series of really nice, artistic looking turrets coming up off of it. And that's what you can see inside the courtyard. It looked like maybe at one point it was beautiful and green, but all the trees in there are dead along the edges, but most of it is cobblestone.
Okay.
And
Can I look in?
can see-
Can I look? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go on. You do see, if, as you kind of glance down, two doorways, and then the large gate where your friends went inside.
But I don't know that they were inside.
Yeah, that's true.
And can I look in, like the big stained glass window? Can I like look into the stained glass room from the roof and see what's going on in there?
Yeah, you kind of carefully move your way over to the stained glass skylights. It's not the whole ceiling because that's not very structurally sound, but there's definitely two skylights that go along each edge of that roof. And as you get there, you realize that the pictures in the stained glass, they're not like Jesus or saints or anything like that. There's like bowls of a red liquid, and there's strange torture implements and stuff along there, all depicted very beautifully in stained glass. As you may across it, and you realize there's no openings. This doesn't open anywhere, but you can see through the glass. You know, once you get past how kind of macabre the images are, and what you can look down there, and what you see is what looks like a chapel that is currently empty.
Chapel of debauchery. I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is. I mean, I don't have torture devices and stuff on the stained glass. Sounds like a fun little place. Anyways, yeah. Well, I don't see anybody I know. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like they hid anything in there. So I'm gonna keep going on my happy hour way.
Okay, and so where do you end up going?
I'm gonna go down the courtyard and down through that little gate if I can.
Okay, so you go down. You try to roll me another climb check to get down that 100 feet into the courtyard.
Neat, super neat. All right.
And
12.
you realize as
Plus
you realize
4,
as you were
16.
climbing down now that there are 3 stories here.
Okay.
And you make it past the first story as you're climbing back down. When you get to the second story, though, the things jutting out of the sides and the gargoyles, you go reach for it, and it kind of breaks off in your hand, and you end up falling the rest of the way. Ow!
Great.
Bang, 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 bunk, bunk, bunk. And you take
Super great.
7
Oh,
points
good.
of fall damage.
Oh, man. Damage. All right.
And fortunately, it doesn't look like anybody was there to see you at the
Oh,
moment,
my God.
which is strange. I mean, it's a big castle, and it's very quiet, very empty.
Does it stink?
No.
Okay. All
In
right.
fact, it's kind of a dry, dusty smell of, damp, dusty stone. But that's really
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right, then, yeah, I'm going to dust myself off, look around, be grateful that nobody saw it, and, yeah, go through some gates.
Go
Look
through the
around,
front
'cause-
gate there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you cross the entire courtyard, and this is a lot bigger than it seems like from up above when you're looking down. Once you get down there, it's like, oh, this takes a minute. So you get through the courtyard, and just as you get close to the gate, you notice that the sun, if whatever sun or whatever light this was here, has definitely gone. Roll me a perception check.
14 plus perception, 16.
Okay. 16, you get to the gate, and you go to step out, and you hear outside the gate, and you see that the gate is beginning to somehow, probably magic, close as the sun finally goes all the way away and the world dips into misty darkness. Do you go out the gate or do you stay in the courtyard?
Well, out the gate is the moaning sound, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, I want to stay in that gate.
Okay, so you stay in that gate as it closes all the way. And after just a moment, you hear the moaning get louder and louder, and then you start to hear as if many hands are clawing at the wood and the stone.
Yeah. Well, I'm terrified, just so everybody knows. That's a pretty traumatic experience for Rob. But anyways, can I continue to poke around?
You absolutely can. As you look around, there are 2 doorways leading off of this courtyard. And then the place that was thatched over there, that's actually open. That looks like that was probably stables at one point.
All right. The door's open, so I'm going to go poke around.
Okay.
You know,
You go
that's
over
the
there
door.
and you go into the stable area, and it's clear that it's been a long time since there have been any horses there. In fact, sadly, they're bones of what were probably horses at one time, laying there in the stalls. But there's no living things there. There's nothing that's moving. There's not even rats, which is kind of surprising. There's no hay. Whatever hay was there is long since moldered away.
Okay.
But it is covered at least on the top. And it is night.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I'm going to go to sleep to get away from all this, mayhem going outside. So can I tell that it's safe-ish? Like, the horses are dead. That doesn't seem like a super safe place to me.
Well, I mean, the whole courtyard is closed off from the outside. You haven't seen any movement from inside yet. You haven't tried the 2 doors yet to see if they're unlocked or locked. So this might be the only place you can get to that might be not in the open.
All right. Then I might lay down and contemplate all the things I'm going to talk to my therapist about when I get back to California.
Okay. Do you try to hide at all, or do you just lay down in the nearest stall and try to go to sleep?
Oh, I'm hiding. I'm hiding for sure. I'm covering up with hay.
Roll me a stealth check.
Stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 17. Wow, I rolled like 3 17s. 17 plus stealth, 2. So,
All right,
19.
so that's a 19, which is good because you do manage to hide yourself pretty good back in the corner behind some of the bones and stuff like that. Now, let's see if you manage to go to sleep. I'm going to say that's a luck check.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll this dice, and you're going to tell me whether it's high or low.
Okay.
Okay, choose high or low.
I'm going to go high.
I rolled a 2.
Ah!
You cannot get to sleep. You cannot get to sleep at all. So you end up laying there in the dark, hiding the whole night.
Great.
And we'll leave you there contemplating your poor choices, or your good choices, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
And go back to the library.
Cheers.
Library.
Hello there, and in the library where it's warm, you could potentially have food, you have places to lay down, you have carpet, you have things to read, much more comfortable.
I got a picture book to look at.
You've got a picture book to look at.
Is there
At least it's
anything
not a-
in my coffee
We've got
carafe?
maps. If you open your coffee carafe,
Yeah.
it's coffee, just the way you like it.
Jealous.
And it's hot.
I can share.
Yeah, I would actually love some of that because DM. Quick question. You said I
Yes.
learned a couple new spells. Have I learned them yet, or will I have them tomorrow?
You will have them after your rest.
Okay. Maybe I'll copy later then. Good to know that you just have coffee on hand, though.
I am a coffee making machine now, apparently.
And you are everybody's
Okay,
best friend.
I'll take it.
Very useful.
There are worse things
Hey,
to
you
be.
know what?
MVP.
It may not do much
Right.
against like fighting monsters, but I
For
know
mental
I
health?
perform better when I have some
For
coffee.
comfort? Sure. I'll
Comfort
take it.
coffee.
All for it.
Notice my coffee mug right here?
Yes. Oh,
Nice.
that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So yeah, I will share coffee if anyone wants.
I think we should rest first, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will put the top back on so it stays warm. I think. I think. I don't know.
I have ADHD. Coffee helps me sleep.
Oh. Well, you're welcome to some if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay. Is there a cup in there?
Okay.
Like
Well,
Adderall.
there's a whole tray of dishes and food and stuff. and,
Okay,
you know, the
I
cups
can
are
use
not
one of the
full, they're
dishes.
empty. Yeah.
I'll use
Yeah,
one
I'm-
of the dishes.
I'm
I'll
getting-
like wipe it. Make sure I wipe it very carefully.
I'm getting real mad at this food that's mocking us over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is my food. So I can share it.
Yeah, so you should be
Yeah, that's
fine. But
the
like, what's gonna happen when we actually are gonna eventually need food?
I don't know. I mean,
one of us could eat it.
That doesn't sound like a great idea.
Yeah, it can.
It's like the old
We
poison
don't
tasters.
die.
You know, at some point I will be able to create food and water. I don't know how good it'll be.
but
Right.
it'll be.
How long until that happens?
yeah, what point is that?
It's a 3rd level spell, I think. I can
Relatively
cast
quick.
2nd level spells now. It could take a little bit.
And here's the cool part of this: you can talk about it like that because your knowledge
Yeah.
of this comes from your knowledge that you actually have.
Only one of us had good berry.
Oh, that's a druid spell.
Yeah, none of us are druids.
No.
Yet.
So when
Maybe.
she pours the coffee out for you, Alex, it's exactly the way that you like it. So when you pour it for him, it's got what you like. When you pour it for him, it's got what he's like.
I freaking love this thing.
So here's a question:
Amazing.
So it's loaded with cream and anti-sugar.
when she pours it
However
for
you
me,
like
does
it.
when she pours it for me,
It's
does
the
it?
little things.
Black.
And as you're
black as
talking
night.
about that, and that coffee, you bring that coffee, and all of a sudden you guys hear very loud breathing coming down the hallway outside.
I would normally
Crap, it's
say
Darth
something.
Vader.
I was gonna say we've already got Dracula. We might as well have Vader too.
Why not?
And it gets to the door,
Better get a lightsaber.
and the door starts to breathe.
That
Oh, come
is
on.
very creepy.
A haunted mansion bullcrap.
I saw this in a movie
And
once.
then
And
the
it,
breathing slowly moves off down the hallway.
I do not want to wander around this place in the evening.
Has anybody else read Haunting of Hill House?
yep.
Not watched the show, but read it.
No.
Did it? No.
Have you seen the old black and white 1950s movie, which is the only movie
Yes.
I have ever not been able to watch with the lights off?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
That scene is directly from that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who knows their horror?
Yes. I'm a horror filmmaker. Come on.
Not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that.
So
So what is it? What is that thing?
Short answer is ghosts. Just not great ghost time and psychological damage.
Poltergeist?
Poltergeist works as well because that's kind of
Wraith?
a type of ghost.
A ghost that affects the material.
Yeah, it's a madman. Ah, shit.
A breeze comes down out of the chimney for just a moment, and the fire flickers and almost goes out. And then, almost like the fire's insulted that happened, it roars back to life.
And this is why we
And
like
you're
fire.
in
Good
the
fire.
fireplace.
good fire. Good fire.
Cool. Cool. All right.
Good living fire.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm,
Who can sleep?
I get.
me.
So
I could probably sleep.
I got a question for everybody real quick. We concerned about I don't know what his name is in this world.
yeah,
Vecna?
You know, the blonde boy.
yeah, we are.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Like
Anybody?
the
Yeah.
blonde one?
Not a bit.
we don't want to say his real name.
Our other
Yeah.
friend, who's missing currently.
Oh. Yes.
Well, that answers that question.
I mean, yes, but he does this.
We also can't go anywhere right now, and
Well,
Well, I mean, we could, but whatever the hell is out in that hall is something we're going to have to deal with then.
I mean, Baba Yaga said he was okay, right?
Well, we
Yeah.
can't get out anyway because the door's locked. Probably magically is my guess. So I did roll to try and get the book in between the two books to get it off of the thing, and I rolled a dirty 20. Does that succeed?
Absolutely, you are able to carefully wedge it. And you know what? Every time your hands get a little close to the book, it's like it prickles. It hurts a little bit. And you're like,
Yeah,
okay. So
nope.
it makes it a lot easier to be careful as you use the two books next to it to slowly eke it out of the shelf. And you have it. You have
Squished.
3 books in your hand right now. Very carefully. It feels like you're carrying like a hot poker or something because it just does not feel great.
Where did we want this to go? Do we want to try and open it with a stick or something? Was that what you guys were wanting to do?
we were considering it. There's also a potential that if we open it, other bad things will happen. So there's
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could try opening
It
it
doesn't
with-
look like you should be touching it, like, at all.
It's very tingly. It does not feel very nice.
great. Let's put that down. Like
Yeah,
immediately.
maybe on the ground. Maybe.
Okay. I'm going to put it on the ground. Right.
Okay, where
in-
on the ground do you put it? By the door, by the fireplace, by the table, by the chairs, in the center, as far as you can from anything?
as far as I can away from anything. So probably in the center, someplace
Okay,
where.
on the carpet?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you lay it down on the carpet. And do you keep hold of the other books and let it fall open, or do you just stack it like this? Keep it closed.
Well, what do you guys want? Do you want me to try and open it, see if I can get it to fall open without touching it, or do you want me to keep it closed?
Stack method for now.
I'm worried it's gonna burn the carpet.
Okay, I'll keep it stacked then.
Yeah. We can always use a poker to try
Yeah.
to, if we decide to.
I'm thinking like maybe even we take a curtain rod, something really long and
In case it explodes. Okay.
I could try to flip it open with my sword. It's a magical item. It may not damage it.
Yeah, but we don't know
or or you lose your magic sword.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. Like that's a good idea. I also don't want you to lose your magic sword just in case. If we want to open it, I know you really don't want to open this.
It's like, do we really need the information? I mean, like, most of us know enough about liches, right?
Yeah, find the
Well-
phylactery, destroy it, destroy the body.
Avoid them. We're how? Do we effectively know what level we are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We're really
We wanna
low
stay
I mean,
level.
very, very,
You guys
very
have played
far
D&D,
away
you
from
know,
liches
this is a
right
second
now.
level spell. This is a 3rd level spell. It's weird how that kind of
Okay.
coincided from the Fey
Yeah,
realm to the
we
human
want to
realm.
stay very far away from liches.
oh yeah. Yeah, we are in no condition to be dealing with anything like that.
No. It's way beyond our levels.
Or
We will
archangels, for that matter. I learned.
We're minotaurs.
So look, we either
With giant fucking
sleep
arrows.
or we sit here and continue to. I don't know. We're really getting anywhere.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
little
gonna
bit
try to
lost.
sleep.
I think
Oh.
I think we should do a watch thing. Oh God. Okay. Don't listen to that, you
Never
guys.
mind. I thought I was going to sleep, and that's not happening.
No, that doesn't
Everybody
sound.
give me a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Oh
shit.
boy.
DC
Okay.
17.
Constitution save.
Oh,
Wait, don't we have a paladin here?
No,
Yes.
you a paladin, really?
Yeah.
Great, you're gonna have to save my ass from that 9.
I don't know how to save you. I don't have that ability yet.
17.
3.
Okay. So who
19,
who rolled
sorry.
17 or above? Okay.
17.
Maybe
No.
it's the coffee.
Yes, the coffee gave you bonuses.
I would argue yes.
Hey, Shauna, what did you get?
3.
Oh,
Okay. So the music comes, the singing is light, and it's kind of soothing, actually. It's kind of pretty in this house of horrors. And Ellie and Shauna, you just kind of like, you didn't realize you were so tired. You know, you start doing that thing. You're just so tired, and you just doze off for just a second. Just
You guys-
closing your eyes for a second.
You guys hear me go, oh shit.
And the two of you have a dream.
Oh no. Okay.
And
The
that
rest of us pop
dream,
out for this.
Yeah, do you want us to?
the rest of you are not here for
Okay.
that, because you didn't have this dream, only those two.
You and me, Ellie. You
Here
and
we
me.
go.
Red. We got
And
this.
in the dream, a very handsome, dark-haired man that looks remarkably like that drawing. Not exactly. Clearly, the person who drew it wasn't that good of an artist. But he's standing there, and he's looking at a grave. And he turns and he looks at you with his one eye. The other one, the socket is empty. And he's weeping. And he opens his mouth to speak, but no sound comes out. But he says words. Roll me a perception check to see if you can read his lips.
They're probably can.
22? Sorry, I did do math.
I also got a 22.
Woohoo!
All right. You both actually, because it's fairly clear, it's fairly simple, he says, let me rest.
Okay.
And then he turns
How?
back and looks at the grave.
Wait, how do we do that?
And then you go into a dream of Justin Bieber, which seems more like a nightmare, actually. He's
Way
like
more of a
singing
nightmare
and
than-
taking his shirt off, and it's just
Oh my god, wake me up, please! I can't take this!
All right. And now we go back over to Rob for just a second while you two are dreaming.
It was a
Terrible
nightmare.
dreams of Justin Bieber.
Ah!
Rob?
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm here. Sorry, got you.
As you're laying there awake in the stable all night, you can hear just on the other side of this stone from you, because this is the edge of the castle here too. It's against the outside wall. And you could hear the shuffling and the moaning and the moving and the scratching. Although it doesn't seem to be as frequent as it was near the gate. You hear some high-pitched wails every now and then. It's the whole night, and then you feel a presence in the courtyard. Roll me a perception check.
Super Nate. Oh no, I got a 5.
You don't know what it
Plus
is, but whatever it
7.
is, it makes you feel afraid. Not even just because you're afraid, but like it radiates fear and threat. And this presence, whatever it is, you never see it. It moves around the courtyard. At one point you hear sniffing. And it moves around, it moves to the edge of the stable. And it stands there for what feels like forever. You can see it from where you're hiding. And eventually it moves on. It continues its circuit around the courtyard. And then it's gone. And that's where we leave the game tonight.
Ah,
Oh, holy crap.
You leave it on us having a beaver nightmare?
I know, don't do this to us! Why?
Evil GM.
Oh, so perfect.
I'm just proud that I fully
There you
got
go.
Haunting of Hill House.
I'm like, I'm gonna try to sleep, and then both of them, suddenly you hear like eerie music, and then two other people fall asleep, and you're just like,
Oh, come on.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not sleeping now. All
Yeah.
Fuck
night.
that shit.
I guess we're on.
Thank God for
Yeah.
coffee.
right? Cheers.
Yes.
All right, and at the end of this game, you guys now have made it this far. You get to go up a level to fourth
Yay.
level.
Woo! Yay!
So,
Give me
do we
that
want to do this
ability
game
score.
again next week, or do we want to do Darklight? What do you
I
guys
think
think?
we should because it's the end of Pride Month and Pride.
Yeah!
Gives everybody a reason to wear rainbows. 'Cause they're
Yes.
fairies.
Mhm.
Yes.
This time.
I just wear my earrings.
All right.
Hopefully.
We'll go more into the land of horror and spookiness next week.
Mhm.
And we can't
On
stay on a Justin
Steel
Bieber dream for too long.
Sword
We can't do it.
Yeah.
He's coming at night.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for
Night.
showing up. Mwah.
So you wander and search and you dream and you talk. Look for the key that might someday unlock all the answers you need while there's time on the clock. I hope you survive till you